On today's episode of Am I Triton, changing the headlights. So on today's episode of Am I Triton, we're changing the headlight globes that currently come with my GLX. And if you've watched the things I dislike about Am I Triton video, you'll know that I dislike the base model GLX headlights that come with it. They're quite yellow, they're quite amber, they're very dim, very hard to see. I've got astigmatism and I have to wear glasses because I'm short-sighted when I drive as well. So at night I particularly find it difficult to see on those darker roads where there's no street lights. I've got these Philips Halogen White Vision Ultra globes, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to change to the white globes because it's much easier to see. So some of you might be wondering why I'm not doing an LED light globe upgrade and just sort of sticking to a halogen older style globe. And I guess the easy answer for that is affordability, but also ease. If these halogen globes are going to give me a significant increase in light output over what comes with my vehicle from the factory, it doesn't really make sense to me to go to LED, spend an extra $100 to $200 to make that change, when I can just spend, well, I think it was about $85 to $90 in total for these globes, and we'll see just how much better they really are. Now, as you know, I'm a pretty simple person. That's why I've got the base model. I'm not that crazy about luxury. And if these do the job, I'm more than happy to just sort of stick with an old school style halogen globe and not have to try and keep up with the latest and greatest in vehicle light technology. There's a few things to note when changing headlight globes in an MR Triton. Primarily, you've got to take out the airbox that we've just had to put back in when we've done the snorkel installation. So 10mm attachment on an impact driver, pull out that airbox, and that will allow you to have easy access to where your globes come in and out. The other thing of note is that they're H11, which is a specific type of connection that needs to be used for these lights. You're not just unscrewing the globe like you would in an old style car. It's the actual full connection that comes with these globes themselves, which is a bit of a pain because the lady at Autobahn initially gave me the wrong globes, which was a bit of a pain. So make sure you take note of that H11 style connection. We've also got a really interesting project coming up in the next few videos as well, probably the video after this. What we're doing is my mate Chris has gone and bought himself a camper trailer. He bought a pretty well used one, so it's not in the most amazing shape, but it's very capable, very useful. The camper setup on top of the trailer itself was quite worn, sun perished and that sort of stuff. So what we're doing in the next part of the project is I've got some steel RHS, I think it's 40mm. I want to weld together a rack, similar to my tray rack I made for my Triton initially. And what we're going to do is we're going to fix it on top of this camper trailer. Once that's done, we're going to cover off the top in some way. We're going to put on a rooftop tent, a pop-up rooftop tent style tent in the camper trailer. And we're going to see how this little project goes. So this is going to be a little bit difficult to show you because we've got to actually get inside of the engine bay. Now, really the most difficult part of this installation is to remove that airbox, and that's not that hard. All you really need is a 10mm impact with an extension long enough to be able to, get in and out to those deep bolts, or even a basic socket set will suffice. What we'll do is we'll start on the left hand side of the vehicle, which is the easy side of the vehicle, and we'll plug it in. We'll show you how it all goes in. We'll do the other side as well. I'll show you how we do that, and then we'll give you a visual comparison once it gets a bit darker of what the lights are like, how much better they are. Alright, so this is your H11 style connection. So not your typical bayonet sort of lug connection with your household lights or your older model of vehicle. You'll see a lot more of these style connections used in a lot more of these modern vehicles. So the back of the light sort of features this little cap with a rubber grommet, a rubber ring around it. It clips on pretty easily, nice and tight, so you don't get any water penetrating or getting into the back of your headlight system. There we go. And this is a comparison between your aftermarket globe with your factory stock globe. Basically, you got a difference in colour of the globe itself, but the connection is the same. You've still got that H11 connection that's important to allow compatibility between aftermarket and factory. So as you can see, the aftermarket light is significantly brighter than the factory light, which it should be because that's what it's supposed to do. What we're going to do now is we'll change the right hand side light. Once it gets dark, I'll show you some nighttime light footage. Light globe, here it comes. And where's that hole? Now these are a little bit funny because there's an arrow on them that you need to align. Time for that airbox to go back in. As you can see, these lights are significantly brighter already, and it being a white light makes it so much easier to see than that amber. There's something really dim about the amber, whereas these white lights more resemble like a natural daylight, making it significantly easier to see. This isn't high beams, this is just low beams. As always, thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, make sure you like, share, but make sure you leave a subscription after watching, and we'll see you in the next one.